Opinions expressed on this radio program do not necessarily reflect the views of this radio station.
Todd Levitt.
Todd Levitt.
Todd and Craig, good to hear you guys.
Todd Levitt.
This is Attorney Todd L. Levitt.
Honestly, you could not be any more spot on.
Now, from the Black Diamond Group mothership in the studios of 98.5 UPS, the Todd L. Levitt Law Show.
Welcome to the Todd L. Levitt Law Show. Good morning, good evening, and good night. I'm yours truly, Attorney Todd L. Levitt, broadcasting and podcasting from the North Pole in the Black Diamond Group mothership, which has landed in the North Pole, going to assist our good friend Santa Claus with Christmas presents. And my good friend, Craig Russell, the Muscle, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, America's favorite nug. The water is wet. The ground is white. The sky is blue. We want to know how old are you and how you doing, Craig? We love you and happy birthday.
Well, thank you, Todd. I am fan-flippin-tastic and going to be 55. I'm 55 today.
Because you cannot drive 55.
That's right.
Yeah, are you a speedster? Do you have a lead foot?
No. I go like 71, 72 tops in the 70.
Okay.
I go 59 and a 55. I really don't push it.
Okay. Well, Craig, happy birthday.
Thank you.
And this is the second from the last show we're ever going to do on the radio. We're going to be definitely dropping shows on the podcasting platform of your choice, folks. The Todd L. Levitt Law Show. Mike Nichols will be a regular on that show together with Craig and Chris Breslin. Julian Moses, fine future attorney at law, who was in my office last week with Mr. Nichols and everybody. But yeah, I mean, this is it, Craig. This is our last radio Christmas show. Merry Christmas to everybody out there.
We've got one more Christmas show, one more radio show.
Well, but this is the show that leads into Christmas.
Yes.
The next show leads into, well, actually, it's already New Year. The New Year.
It'll be New Year's. Now, next Sunday. So next Sunday will be like the 29th. So we'll be right before New Year's, and then boom, bada boom, bada bing. I know.
Yeah. Hey, Duran Duran, come undone. There's a birthday. There's some lyrics that refer to a birthday in that song. I mean, I love Duran Duran. When they came out, on MTV, her name was Rio or something. What was it? Her name is Rio,
and
she dances on the
sand.
Do.
And Hungry Like a Wolf, and they were they were huge back then. Huge.
And Simon Le Bon is still performing. They're still performing.
Oh yeah.
All these years later,
they still do shows. They still do some of those '80s cruises that you can get on. With like Cinderella and Warrant and Level 42 and those bands from the '80s.
Yeah, George Michael.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, not George Michael. George Michael passed away.
Since what's? Oh, yeah. No, did I say George Michael? Brett Michaels.
Brett Michaels. Yes, Brett Michaels.
That's impossible.
Yeah, George Michael.
May he rest in peace.
Yes.
But Craig, since Christmas is upon us, and everyone who was not naughty but nice will be opening up presents, I have a complaint as a guy.
Okay.
This is one of my last complaints, and I have a complaint, and I think every man out there, every guy can relate to this. So, because we had Secret Santa at my office and we exchanged presents, but I've noticed that year after year, whether it's a birthday or especially Christmas, and everybody is sitting on the floor opening up presents, here's the thing I get. You ready for this? Okay, so I get handed a present or two or three. It's in front of me, and I'm a guy. I'm ready to tear into it. And what do you think from the balcony, from the seats, to my left or right? What do you think the message is as I'm about to tear in and find out what the gift is? What do you think's coming at me?
Don't rip the paper, save it.
Don't rip the paper. Don't rip the filling inside the gift. And I need to save that ribbon. Now, listen, ladies, to all the women out there who will and do and have handed your man or son or grandfather, father, uncle, or male friend a present, we're guys. We're going to tear the crap out of it. I'm putting notice to all the women in my life for the future. If you get me a present, Christmas present, birthday present, I don't care about saving the wrapping. If you want, I'll give you money to go buy more of the same. I'm not saving the little dinky bow. If you're wrapping one of my presents, I'm ripping the crap out of it. So I'm just letting everybody know that, because I was at my office last week, and it was a great time, great presents with Jenna, Jen, Ashley, Samantha, and Chris, of course. Mike Nichols came by, dropped us off a great Christmas present. Thank you, Mike and Wendy Nichols, for that. But Craig, do you feel me on this? Look,
totally.
If you want to give me a present and you don't care if I rip it apart, then wrap it in cartoons, in the Sunday cartoons.
Yeah.
Okay. Remember that when you were younger, you get a present wrapped in Sunday cartoons? Or is that just me?
No. Totally remember it. Totally.
So that's my complaint to all the women in my life. Christmas is next week or in a couple days. I'm going to tear the crap out of those presents. I'm not saving the wrapping. I'm not saving the bow, and I'm not saving the internal filling that you put that floofy, fluffy stuff in. Okay?
And besides, what were they saving the wrapping paper for anyway? They're not going to reuse it, are they? No.
I don't know what women do. They have boxes and store. I think women secretly have storage units. That's why there's so many being built, where women store not only their craft material to build crafts with, but I think they store all their wrapping going back like 20 years. I don't get to save the wrapping, save the little fluffy filler papers that are lightweight, and save the bows. So to all you guys out there, just tear into your Christmas presents. If the lady in your life says, "Oh, don't rip that." I mean, as a guy, how do you possibly take wrapping off a present without tearing it somewhere? Am I right?
Oh, totally.
Yeah, so there you go. Look, if you don't want me wrapping, if you don't want Craig and I and Mike Nichols, let's talk on behalf of Mike and Chris Breslin, okay, and everybody else out there, my cousin AZ, G Money. If you don't want us tearing the wrapping, then just put all our presents in a big bag. Don't wrap them. Just give us a box with unwrapped presents, right, Craig?
Exactly. 100%.
Good night, everybody. The show is over.
Yep,
Dropping the mic.
Boom. Done.
All right.
Plus,
complaint
on top
number
of it,
2.
on top of
What's
it,
that?
Yeah, on top of it, if you're gonna wrap the stuff in the bubble wrap, and you don't want us to pop the bubble wrap, don't put it in the bubble wrap because we're gonna pop the bubble wrap.
Yeah, we're gonna pop the bubble. All right, complaint number 2. Okay, ready?
Yes.
How is it? This applies as a parent to your children, adult children in our case, or for those out there who have younger kids and loved ones in their lives. I can't tell you how many times I'm texting back and forth with my adult children, and they claim, and it's just text messaging, and they feel that I'm yelling at them via text.
Okay.
Now, I would say maybe 5% of the time, my kids are accurate. They know, because the thing is, when you have a close relationship with someone and you've communicated with them on such a regular basis, the tone, the inflection. And
Sure.
So that comes through on text messages by the words they're using, the sentences, how you're putting it together. And my kids will literally say to me, stop yelling at us. And I always think to myself, I'm not yelling, I'm texting. You can't even hear my voice. So how am I yelling via text? Do you feel me on that one, Craig?
Totally, 100%.
You have kids. Do your kids ever say that to you?
All the
Stop
time.
yelling. I mean, and
All
I'm
the
not
time.
even talking bold letters
Yeah.
with explanation points, just a normal text. So, to my kids, I'm not yelling at you. I'm just your father. I speak in an aggressive way via text. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't even speak in an aggressive way, and my son will go, what's the matter with you? And I'll be like, nothing. Well, you don't sound like it on your text. How do you know what I sound like on my text? I'm texting. Yeah. Come on. Come on.
Yeah, Dad, are you having a bad day? Well, son, what makes you say that? Because the way you're texting me. I mean, but you know what? And truth be told, and in fairness to our kids, if there's anyone that's in tune to our personalities, it's our children.
Well, sure. They probably have an
know us
idea.
better than anybody, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I will acknowledge there have been times where I have been a little aggressive and not happy via text with my kids. And
Stop. You're kidding.
But you know what the funny thing is? My kids are just as aggressive as I am because they're my kids.
Yep.
And when they give it back to me, then I realize, wow, is this what you grew up with? Is this how it was? I get it. I just back off because I get it, right?
Yeah.
So, but hey, Craig, we have a huge show. It's our.
I'm
what's that?
I'm going to throw this out. Can
All
you
right, throw it
imagine?
out. Well, don't throw it out. Just hand it to me.
All right, I'm going to hand this
What does that mean? You're going to throw it out? I mean,
I'm going to hand this off to you. How about that?
All right.
Think about sometimes the way your kids talk to you. If we talk to our parents that way, would have been slapped silly into six times to Christmas. Sometimes the way my kids talk to me.
I'm just going to, yes. Have they ever spoken to me a little sideways, which made me unhappy? Of course.
Sure.
But, my kids, look, they're kids.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do?
I have good kids. For the most part. But, man, every once in a while, I'll be like, if I would have said that to my mom, I would have gotten slapped silly.
Well, how many times when you were young did your parent said, hey, okay, I want you home at this time. And then you came home 2 hours later and you knew you were in for it, but you still pushed it for 2 hours later and you try to sneak in the house and be as quiet as possible.
Oh, yeah.
My mother, I got away with it. My sister Lori, not a chance. My mother would be waiting in her nightgown and would be opening the garage, greeting her at 3 a.m. My mother,
poor Lori.
Yeah, oh, you have no idea. My sister didn't do anything wrong. She was just a teenager hanging out.
Were you the baby though?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you got away with it. That's why.
No, I knew how to sneak in without waking up my mother.
She probably.
But can you imagine coming home at 3 a.m. and your mother opens up the garage door in her nightgown?
Yeah, that's
it's like, holy cow! It's not Halloween. Come on.
That's never.
Nah, it's not good. But Craig, Merry Christmas to you and all the listeners out there. Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas to you too.
Thank you. We got attorney Mike Nichols coming on the show. We're going to try to answer some questions from a listener who emailed us last week, and we're going to see what Mike is doing for Christmas. As soon as Mike, I don't know. We were talking earlier. I don't know where he went. So
we love
Mike Nichols and Wendy Nichols, both fine attorneys.
Yes, we will find Mike and we will bring him on for segment 2 of the Todd Levitt Law Show when we come back.
This is attorney Todd L. Levitt here to tell you about my favorite one and only, the only one I go to, M66 Cannabis Company, recreational dispensary right here in the great state of Michigan, central northern Michigan, located at 3023 20 Mile Road, Beaverton, Michigan, between Big Rapids and Mount Pleasant, Michigan. M66 Cannabis Company is frickin' fantastic, folks, from pipes to edibles to flower, 24 different strains. The staff, all locally hired, general manager, knowledgeable, community-oriented, family-owned. Be sure to check out M66 Cannabis Company, Beaverton, Michigan.
Hey, this is Mike Messina, general manager at M66 Cannabis Company out of Barrington, Michigan, off of M66. And I want to personally invite you down to M66 Cannabis Company to come peruse our wide selection of different products, 18 different strains of flower, 29 different types of cartridges, and so much more. We've got everything that you could possibly need and a very well-trained and compassionate staff there to help you find exactly what you're looking for.
That's M66 Cannabis Company, located at 3023 20 Mile Road. That's 3023 20 Mile Road. My favorite recreational dispensary here in Michigan. Be sure to stop in and tell the folks when you get there you heard it right here on the Todd L. Levitt Law Show. Welcome back to the Todd L. Levitt Christmas special with our special guests, Lainey Wilson, Jelly Roll, Eminem, Kid Rock, Uncle Ted Nugent. Nah, not at all.
I was going to say, where'd that all come from?
I don't know. I just saw the last episode of Yellowstone. I do believe there's going to be some spin-offs, I hope. Taylor Sheridan, he's a genius. That guy's my hero. Currently watching Landman. But Craig, welcome back to the show of all shows. How you doing, Craig? Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you very much. I'm doing well. I'm enjoying my little birthday cake over here.
Yeah, I didn't get you a gift, by the way.
That's okay.
I figured our friendship is a gift.
It's gift enough.
Gift enough. Okay, so Nick could not be in the studio.
Okay.
And attorney Mike Nichols. But I think our crack production team, kind of money we're spending here on production, I think we can get him on the phone here. I'm not sure how it's going to sound, but
well, that'll work.
Let's see if we can get him on. How's that sound, Craig? Can we get him on the phone?
Yep, I think so.
Merry Christmas, Governor.
Attorney Mike Nichols, welcome to the Christmas special. How you doing, Mike?
It's my Dickens accent for Christmas.
Yeah, that's
how I'm doing.
That's pretty good. It's Craig Russell, the Muscle, the Hustle's birthday today, by the way.
Oh, my goodness. So he's a fellow December birthday guy. My birthday is the day after Christmas.
Wow.
Nice. 3 days before.
This is 3 days before. I did not know that when you and Julian Moses, son of Chuck Moses, future attorney, came by my office last week and so graciously sat down with Chris Breslin and I, Samantha and Ashley, and presented us with some gifts. Had I known, and those were delicious, by the way, thank you. Had I known it was your birthday, I would have provided you with some gummies or something. I don't know, some flowers, something.
Right. Well, you've provided me with gummies in the past. I just had to M66.
Yes, thank you, M66, the village of Barryton. That's right. So, Mike, this is our Christmas show. Christmas is coming up, so Merry Christmas to you, your wife, your kids, your staff, everybody you know. And we wish you all the best, a good, healthy, happy new year in 2025.
Yes, you as well, Todd. Merry Christmas to you and to Craig, your family. And I'm trying to be a good boy. We're not quite at Christmas as we record this. I'm really working hard to get it across the finish line with Santa.
Yeah, no, you haven't been naughty. You've been very nice this year. You're one of the best lawyers I know. Attorney Mike Nichols with attorney Wendy Nichols out of Nichols Law Firm, East Lansing, Michigan, statewide. Look them up, folks. And you can't go wrong, or call my office at 989-772-6000. I'll put you in touch with Mike and Wendy and the rest of their staff. Mike will be joining us on the podcast version of this show moving forward. This is a second from the last show. Mike, quick question for you. We had a listener, Brent. We really appreciate him. I won't say his last name, but his question was and is, and that's a good one. You know, as neighbors, we often help each other out. All the time. I'm a good neighbor. You're a good neighbor. Sounds like an insurance company. We're not going to go there, right, Craig?
Exactly.
Exactly. So,
right.
Well, but when a neighbor comes onto your property and gets injured, you know, what is the proper thing to do? Do you, if they're really injured, and obviously you may have homeowners insurance, do you want to report that to the insurance company? I mean, do you allow them to sue you so they can get the benefit of the settlement from an insurance company? I mean, what do you do if a neighbor comes onto your property and is simply helping you out and they get injured on your property? What's the best way to approach that as a friend and a homeowner and as a neighbor?
Yeah, that's right. As you know, Todd, there are different layers or levels of relationships between homeowner and person who gets hurt. Social invitee, business invitee, trespasser, casual invitee. And yeah, for sure. You want to send that to the homeowner's insurance policy. That's why you pay those premiums. And yeah, if the neighbor sues, it's all about just being able to collect from your insurance. The neighbor may be naming you as the defendant, but it's actually the insurance policy that the neighbor is looking to tap into.
And often it's a friendly understanding between neighbors. I mean, often it is not. Often it is. And will the insurance rate not go up for the homeowner who has his or her insurance company being sued by the friendly neighbor?
It could, probably will. And it's when you buy insurance, it's hard to say to your agent, hey, what's your rating system? What's your point system? If I have this kind of a claim happen, how many points are going to be assessed against me in terms of raising my rates? That's really, really so knee deep in the weeds that it's almost impossible to try to ascertain from your insurance agent and provider what something like that is going to cost you in terms of monthly premium increases. And everybody wants to know that, right? I mean, Todd, you and I get those calls all the time, and that's a lot of the calculus for our clients, potential clients, is what's this going to do to my insurance rates?
Absolutely. The other thing I would tell folks out there, if you do have a neighbor and they come on your property to help you out with something, and unfortunately they get injured on your property, don't move them. Don't try to help them if it's serious, because you could cause death or more serious bodily injury. Two, you could cause more injury to the injury that's already existing, which gives you even more liability. We love our first responders. Call law enforcement. We love law enforcement. All the firefighters and first responders. Much love to you. By the way, all of the first responders and law enforcement who are working this Christmas, New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve. We love you. Stay safe, and we're keeping you in our thoughts.
Yep, absolutely.
As well as our vets. We love our vets always. But do you agree with me? Just don't move the neighbor. If they're injured, call 911 immediately.
Yeah. Don't move the person unless it absolutely seems necessary.
Like if you need to provide first aid, meaning CPR, or someone's bleeding out, God forbid, put a tourniquet on. But definitely what I would recommend is call 911. The men and women are very good at providing assistance to you on how to handle that situation. That's my opinion.
Yes.
I don't think do you agree the 911 dispatch, men and women, they don't get enough credit also?
One of my best friends is a 911 dispatcher. We worked in media together 30 years ago. If my life were in his hands, I would have no problem with that scenario. I would feel totally comfortable with him in the foxhole with me.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of foxholes, big shout out, much love and respect to Greenie up north there, a Marine. And we love all our Marines. Joe Pulowski, my good friend who was on the show, all our military. But your good buddy Greenie, Merry Christmas to Greenie, right?
Jay Green,
Jay Green.
Christmas, Merry Christmas. And Palomino Hope, an awesome and outstanding program that provides free horse therapy to young kids in the Iosco County area.
Okay, who does that? Greenie?
Greenie and his beautiful, awesome wife, Laurel Green, who's a teacher in the Tawas school system.
Okay. All right. Speaking of Tawas.
Great people.
Okay. Big shout out to James Baccarella, the prosecutor, good friend. Merry Christmas. My in-laws, the Arndts, Mikey from Mikey's Pizza, Jeff, Eugene, Jane, all the Morley boys, Erickson. There's so many people we could sit here, you, Craig, and I for an hour. But as far as the law, Mike, what are your thoughts going into the new year? Any new laws on the books in Michigan that the listeners need to be aware of as we go into the new year 2025 here shortly?
A lot of the criminal justice reform died in the Michigan House.
What?
Very few things that will affect everyday people were actually passed because it was just something happened and it was completely political. I'm not sure what all went down, but it was just it was a disaster.
It was a cluster is what you're saying.
Yes.
Are you saying politicians will be politicians and in the end it's the people, the citizens who pay the price? Is that what because that's what I'm thinking.
100%. And there is
what
no
a crock
for votes. And we saw that happen at the lame duck.
Okay. Well, what I mean, there are some laws that were signed, some bills or legislation, anything pertaining to the listeners that they need to know about. That's something good. I know I'm putting you on the spot, but you're Mike Nichols, attorney at law. You could take it. You could handle it.
Frankly, very few. We talked about that, today when I stopped by and saw you.
Yeah.
We were monitoring what was going on in the House and the Senate. Almost nothing of substance that affects the everyday person in northern Michigan was passed.
Van Flippin' untastic. By the way, you and Julian, you guys look very handsome in your suits. I was in a sweatshirt, pair of North Face pants as I always am, or Columbia. You guys showed up. I felt like I had to go to the dry cleaner and put on a suit. You guys look so good.
You looked fantastic, and you let your staff go home early.
Oh, yeah.
It made me feel guilty, so I got back to East Lansing from Mount Pleasant, sent my staff home early, and then met up with some of my fellow volleyball dads for a little Christmas libation at Sidebar in East Lansing.
Oh, Sidebar, absolutely freaking fantastic. Well, Mike, Craig, anything you want to say to Mike?
Just happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and thank you for being on the show all these years, Mike. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Thank you so much, Mike, for being on the show all these years, and Merry Christmas from Craig and his family to you and yours. We look forward to a mini podcast with us and you and Craig and Julian and Chris in the new year. So all the listeners out there, be sure to download the Todd L. Levitt Law Show on literally every single podcasting platform, because we're going to be dropping the shows hot, and we're going to be bringing it to you with some serious law in the new year. So, well, Mike, I guess that's it. What's that?
Looking forward to it. Merry Christmas to Craig.
Yep.
And to you, Todd, and all the best in 2025.
Yep. Any shout outs to your hometown of Roscommon County, Higgins High School up there? Is there a Higgins High School? Is that where you went to high school?
Roscommon High School.
Sorry, everybody up there. I'm from the city. What do I know?
Shout out to all the Roscoe Bucks peeps. Go Bucks.
There you go. Berkeley Bears. What year did you
districts? Let's win districts in basketball again this year.
What year did you graduate high school, by the way?
86, baby.
83, baby. You and I are close in age. 1983 Berkeley Bears. No one knows where Berkeley is, but right there by Woodward. Okay. So,
okay.
All right, Mike, much love to you. Say hi to Wendy and everybody there enjoying some festivities with you. We love you. Much love and respect. And we will catch you. Well, we might call you on the last show next week. So you might be getting a call from us.
All right. Sounds good, fellas. See you on the flip side.
All right, Mike. Take care, brother.
Mike Nichols, everybody. Yeah.
Nothing but love for Mike Nichols.
Yeah.
I don't know how that came across because I was talking to him on my phone.
No. Came across fine. Just good.
Yeah.
We'll take a break on the Todd L. Levitt Law Show. More when we come back.
This is attorney Todd L. Levitt here to tell you about my favorite one and only, the only one I go to, M66 Cannabis Company, recreational dispensary right here in the great state of Michigan, central northern Michigan, located at 3023 20 Mile Road, Beaverton, Michigan, between Big Rapids and Mount Pleasant, Michigan. M66 Cannabis Company is frickin' fantastic, folks, from pipes to edibles to flower, 24 different strains. The staff, all locally hired, general manager, knowledgeable, community-oriented, family-owned. Be sure to check out M66 Cannabis Company, Beaverton, Michigan.
Hey, this is Mike Messina, general manager at M66 Cannabis Company out of Barrington, Michigan, off of M66. And I want to personally invite you down to M66 Cannabis Company to come peruse our wide selection of different products, 18 different strains of flower, 29 different types of cartridges, and so much more. We've got everything that you could possibly need and a very well-trained and compassionate staff there to help you find exactly what you're looking for.
That's M66 Cannabis Company, located at 3023 20 Mile Road. That's 3023 20 Mile Road. My favorite recreational dispensary here in Michigan. Be sure to stop in and tell the folks when you get there you heard it right here on the Todd L. Levitt Law Show.
Welcome back to the Todd L. Levitt Law Show. Here we go. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Let's see here. We'll try to stay blind to hope and fear outside. Hey, child, stay wilder in the wind. Blow me into cry. Who do you need? Who do you love when you come undone?
Oh,
Double D, Duran Duran. That's what I was singing.
Wow, that was out of control. That was amazing.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Happy
you know what I wanted to
birthday
play on the show today? You know what I really wanted to play?
What did you really want to play?
I wanted to play Red Skies at Night.
Oh, The Fix. Great song.
Love that. Can we play that?
Song. Sure.
Let's play a little of it. Not the whole thing, just a taste. Just a taste.
Night. Whoa.
Oh.
Back to the 80s. Back to your roots, man. Cy Cyrus is the lead singer of The Fix.
What a great song. So, Craig, I wanted to, we're a law show, so we might as well, I just want to add a few pointers to the neighbor helping the friendly neighbor out.
Okay, yeah. Because that was interesting. Because, you'd like to believe that if you're friendly enough with your neighbors, that you'll have an understanding. If they get hurt or something on your property and they try and sue you, they're not doing it to sue you. They're doing it to get the insurance settlement. And it shouldn't be construed as someone's coming after you. Unless, because sometimes things like that can drive a wedge between neighbors.
Well, here's another issue. And I'm not a civil attorney. And I know the listeners, especially some of the listeners who sent this question, and which we appreciate. What if you were not invited on your neighbor's property, but it's common knowledge that if they're out of town, you may mow the lawn, cut the bushes, plow the driveway, and then you get injured. And you didn't have permission to be there, but it was implied because there's a history and a behavior where, it's kind of implied that you will do that. You will cross over onto each other's property, and then the injury occurs. Now, here's another issue.
Okay.
And this was from law school. I was in law school in 89 to 92, Detroit College of Law, a long time ago. I was taught in law school that if you have an in-ground or even an above-ground pool and it's not fenced in.
This is what I was going to bring up. Yep.
Yeah, someone trespasses and they drown on your property. Guess what, folks?
You're liable.
You will be sued. And not only could you be liable per your homeowner's insurance, but they can go after you personally, probably beyond that policy. So if you have a pool or some kind of structure that could cause, and you would have some kind of who doesn't have constructive knowledge that if you build a big pit on your property and fill it with water, that if somebody trespasses, they could drown in that without warning signs. So if you put up a sign that says, no lifeguard on duty, stay away from my pool. I believe that if you have a pool in certain communities, I don't have a pool. I never had a pool. I was so poor, true story. I had two sprinklers, Craig. One that went, and the other one that just went back up and down.
Yeah, the oscillating one.
So,
yep, exactly.
If we wanted to, go to a pool when I was growing up, they didn't have car washes. You would knock out a fire hydrant and just, let the water out like you see in the movies. That was me growing up. I'm not even making this up. Or go splash through a puddle after it rains. But truth be told, that, if that there's an inherent danger on your property and you don't do anything to protect a trespasser, you could be liable for that. That in some states, but there's a lot of communities that have ordinances in place that provide, if you have an in-ground pool or above the ground pool, that you have to also provide those safety features. You see?
Let me throw this out at you. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's say, like you said, inherently implied, sometimes neighbors go back and forth between their houses, maybe when no one is there. Well, let's say you have a swimming pool and the neighbor brings a friend with them and the friend gets hurt. Then what happens?
Same thing. Are you talking without your knowledge, you are not home and they're just pool hopping?
Yeah.
Well, one, they're not supposed to be pool hopping, but if they get hurt, I mean, again, there's liability there. And again, it depends on the state, the laws, local ordinances, but you can always be sued. But obviously, if somebody trespasses and is going to drown, God forbid, there's going to be a lawsuit there. I mean, look, there's a lot of people out there who have property. And I guess and again, Mike Nichols would have been the perfect person to talk. I'm not a civil lawyer, but I have enough knowledge, common knowledge that if I own a piece of property and I knew somebody would trespass and get injured, and I could be sued, which is crazy because they were breaking the law in the first place. So the question is, how can they, the alternative is, how can they receive a benefit? Meaning you are held liable if they were breaking the law in the first place. Now, There are some insurance companies that will not pay out a benefit if a crime was involved by one of the parties. But you'd have to look at the policy and you'd have to look at who's committing it and who's the victim and whose policy is it, you see. So, sometimes if somebody trespasses or breaking the law, they get hurt on your property. You're not even home or you're home. But they were trespassing. They weren't invited on your property. How is that even allowed? Well, again, you have to look at the law in the state and county and township and what you live in. So
the moral of the story, don't get a pool.
There's another thing we learned in law school. Let's talk about garbage. When you put your garbage out, you always see, in some communities, rightfully so, people will go through it. They're looking for copper. Yep. They're looking for things that they could turn in and make some money on. So the question is, here's my question for you, Craig Russell, the muscle, the hustle on his birthday. Happy birthday. Merry Christmas also to all the listeners out there. Happy New Year. The question is, if you put garbage out and 5 minutes later someone pulls up and is going through it, is that a crime?
I would think it's possibly.
Okay. The answer is no. The answer is no.
Really? Okay.
No, because garbage is abandoned property. You threw it out. It's abandoned. You don't want it anymore. Now, if you lost something, so there's three types of property issues here. You have abandoned, lost, or misplaced property. So you got to distinguish. So abandoned is garbage. Once you put it in a bag or in a trash can, it's in front of your house or wherever they pick up the garbage, that's free reign for whoever comes by. That's abandoned property. You no longer have any claim to it. Now, let's say in front of your house, there happens to be a kayak or a skateboard, and one of your children or someone you live with just happen to leave it out there, and someone comes by, puts it in their pickup truck. It wasn't abandoned. It was misplaced. That's a theft. Okay,
right. That makes sense.
That's not out in the garbage. That just happened to be misplaced property, which you still own. Similar to lost property, you still have a claim as an individual to lost and misplaced property. The garbage, abandoned. It's gone. That's Law School 101, folks. There you go. Property rights right here. And I'm a criminal defense, driver's license, restoration lawyer, talking property rights, Craig.
Wow, you're branching out.
I just impressed myself.
Branching out. Look at you.
Yeah, but that's good knowledge. That's good information.
Yeah.
For people
Well, because
there.
That's real life knowledge. That's the thing. That's real life stuff that can happen.
Hey, I want to congratulate two of our local judges, the Honorable Jeb Allen. Okay, number one. He is our new circuit court judge here in a trial court in Isabella County, Michigan. We could not have a better judge than Mr. Allen, who is a Marine, currently a prosecutor, and early in 2025 will be sitting on the bench. Just a really intelligent, good man, just knows the law. The Honorable Mark Duthie is retiring. We love, appreciate, and respect Judge Duthie, and for all you have done for the community. He's one of my favorite judges I've ever appeared before. Told him that. Thank you, Judge Duthie, for all you've done for myself as an attorney, other lawyers, and the community and citizens. And in Clare County, we have Michelle Ambrositis, my good friend, who is now going to be sitting on the 55th Circuit Court bench, along with Judge Hovey, Tara Hovey's doing a great job. So we love and appreciate Judge Hovey, Michelle Ambrositis as well, right here in the 55th District Court, along with Judge Farrell. He does such a great job up there. In Isabella Court, we have Judge Black, Judge Spencer Nagel, and Judge James. I have nothing but love and respect. They do such a great job. And there's a lot of other judges out there. I always give a shout out to my buddy, Judge Volbach, Rick Volbach. Went to law school with Rick. We sat in the same class for 3 years. Much love to all you judges and your families. I cannot brown nose enough here, Craig. And Merry Christmas to everybody out there. But Craig, I think we got to go to the last segment here in a minute.
Yep. One more break we'll take on the Todd L. Levitt Law Show. We'll be right back.
This is attorney Todd L. Levitt here to tell you about my favorite one and only, the only one I go to, M66 Cannabis Company, recreational dispensary right here in the great state of Michigan, central northern Michigan, located at 3023 20 Mile Road, Beaverton, Michigan, between Big Rapids and Mount Pleasant, Michigan. M66 Cannabis Company is frickin' fantastic, folks, from pipes to edibles to flower, 24 different strains. The staff, all locally hired, general manager, knowledgeable, community-oriented, family-owned. Be sure to check out M66 Cannabis Company, Beaverton, Michigan.
Hey, this is Mike Messina, general manager at M66 Cannabis Company out of Barrington, Michigan, off of M66. And I want to personally invite you down to M66 Cannabis Company to come peruse our wide selection of different products, 18 different strains of flower, 29 different types of cartridges, and so much more. We've got everything that you could possibly need and a very well-trained and compassionate staff there to help you find exactly what you're looking for.
That's M66 Cannabis Company, located at 3023 20 Mile Road. That's 3023 20 Mile Road. My favorite recreational dispensary here in Michigan. Be sure to stop in and tell the folks when you get there you heard it right here on the Todd L. Levitt Law Show. Welcome back to the Todd L. Levitt Law Show. Turning it and burning it, smoking it and toking it right before Christmas. I love Christmas, Craig. Do you love Christmas?
Oh, I do. Favorite time of year. Love this time of the year.
Yeah, it's a great time of the year. And, we got Christmas. It's your birthday, today. Happy birthday. You're 55?
55.
Wow.
No?
I'm actually almost 5 years older than you.
I'm halfway to 110, man. Let's hope I make it.
Oh man, I think we agreed where we weren't going to get anybody. We weren't going to get each other Christmas presents.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we're going to call the wash.
Being in your presence is presence enough. How about that?
Oh, you are Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People at his best.
You know it.
So, yep.
So
big
plans
what do you got going
today?
on the rest of the day today, Craig? Yesterday, by the way, I love college playoff football. Flipping fantastic.
Yeah.
12 teams winding down. What a great thing. So I just want to get that out there. So what are you doing today? What are you doing the rest of the day?
I'm going to watch some football and take it easy. It's my birthday. I'm going to do what I want to do, which usually means I'll end up doing what my kids want to do. But other than that, that's my story. I might have a pizza or something. I'm
going to reach out to all the trail groomers out there, all the men and women who spend all night, morning, and afternoon at not being paid to groom the trails that us snowmobilers love to ride all across the great state of Michigan and God's country, the Upper Peninsula. So if you're a rider out there, you should definitely check out if you haven't already, the Groomer Tracker. It's called the Groomer Tracker, and you can sign up. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. You can sign up and pay $10 to join your favorite club, and you could follow when they groom, how far they go, and whatnot, because all these groomers have these devices attached to their groomers that are attached to this app, and it's flipping fantastic. Plus, the little amount of money, which is $10, come on, guys, men and women, it goes to supporting and helping with the grooms and the gas and whatnot. And these are men and women who, just give so much of their time and effort so that we can go out there on our Polarises like we have or whatever you have and enjoy the beauty of Michigan Trail System. So I just want to state that they don't get enough credit.
Agreed. And think about how much you ride on those trails.
And
how you don't pay anything for that. You don't pay anything.
Yep.
So
and even if you don't ride, get out. If you don't ride, take a drive and support some of the small towns, their cafes, the gas stations, the motels, the cabins. So many men and women have, small family-owned businesses that depend on the different seasonal sport activities, to make a living and support their families. So even if you don't mountain bike or ice fish, or snowmobile or side-by-side or hunt, you can still go out there, travel the state in which you live in, and support the local economy. And make sure you tip the wait staff, okay? Tip well.
Yes.
As a former waiter myself, tip well.
And on that happy note, Todd, we got to go. Show's over.
Come on, Craig. Happy birthday. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Much love and respect. Biker Bob, Little John, the Wake Todd Wakely, my family, your family. I'm leaving everybody out. But, Craig, we got to go. Any last words, Craig, before we sign off this show before Christmas? Ho, ho, ho.
Happy holidays. Ho, ho, ho.
Merry Christmas. We'll see you next week.
The Todd L. Levitt Law Show, brought to you by Clark Modular Homes of Mount Pleasant, Rusty Gold Antiques in Everett, Chad Malley Well Drilling of Rosebush, Clear Vision Windows, Siding and Roofing of Midland, and attorney Todd L. Levitt.
Opinions expressed on this radio program do not necessarily reflect the views of this radio station.